Welcome. We're so glad that you are able to join our session today, Elevate Your Volume Photography Business, Ideas that Scale, presented by Netlife. I'm Kelly with DONE.photos. We provide a powerful end-to-end volume photography solution for studios of all sizes. DONE.photos is the United States representative for Netlife, a system used by high-volume studios in 38 countries around the world. Netlife is distributed through regional partners who operate under their own brand names, as we do in the US, which allows each representative to bring local insights to the studios they support. Here in the US, for example, prepaid ordering plays a big role in how many studios operate, and it's something Netlife is actively developing with plans to support in the near future. Today's webinar is part of the lead up to Back USA 2026, where photographers from around the world will come together to share ideas, sharpen their skills, and push this industry forward. We're very fortunate today to be joined by Magnus, Dan, and Harri from the Netlife team, experts in photography, workflow, and strategy, who've worked with studios from around the world for over 20 years. We're glad to have you three here. We'll start with a quick demo where Magnus, Dan, and Harri will show how studios worldwide are using modern tools to streamline their workflow and improve the customer experience. After their demo, we'll open up the floors for questions, so feel free to send them in the chat at any time during this session. We are recording this, as previously mentioned, so if it runs a bit longer and you need to hop off, that's okay. We'll go ahead and send you the recording so you can get caught up. Magnus, Dan, and Harri, go ahead. It's yours.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Harri and I'm from Norway. Unlike many of you, I didn't start out in photography. As a young student, my dream was to work with high-level sport management. And as part of my business degree in football economy, I took great pleasure of shaping marketing strategies for Rosenborg, the largest football club in Norway. Looking back, I find it very amusing to see that many of my ideas are still in use 24 years later. It was a really great experience, but I took a different path to follow my passion for business development. I've now spent more than 20 years in this industry through my role as head of sales and marketing at Netlife, which is a software vendor also based in Norway. And in my role in Netlife, I had the privilege of working with hundreds of companies, operating, as you said, in 38 countries across every continent, ranging from one-man bands to some of the largest photography businesses in this earth. This global perspective has taught me a lot about how our industry is evolving and what it really takes to build profitable and sustainable businesses. I also have a passion for bringing people together. And a few years back, I had a key role in organizing SPAC Europe to unite our industry. And since then, we've done similar conferences in Australia, in the UK, and also in South Africa. And now we are pulling together an international speakers pre-con track at SPAC. I have 2 kids, 2 dogs, 2 cars, but only 1 wife. Magnus, you have a better track record and history than me. Can you enlighten us, please?
Hello, everyone. I'm Magnus. I'm also from Norway, but I live in Sweden. I've spent over 20 years in professional photography, starting at 15. Moving through roles like photographer, head of photography, quality manager, COO, and eventually CEO of Scandinavia's largest school photography company. I've also helped and led international operations, including serving as regional manager and head photographer for the first professional school photography company in Vietnam. As a photo coach, I've trained photography teams across the globe, including but not limited to Australia, Thailand, and Sweden. Since 2009, I've run my own company in photography, business development, and visual strategy. Today, I serve as a product specialist and photo coach at Netlife, contributing to the development and implementation of tools and workflows to help people like you succeed. I have 1 daughter, 1 dog, 1 car, 1 wife, and even though I play hockey, I still have all my teeth. How about you, Dan?
Thanks, Magnus. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan and I'm from the UK. I didn't start out in the glamorous end of photography. I began back in the lab during the days of film, processing negatives and watching digital revolution unfold. I've spent over 20 years in a well-established school photography company, moving from a lab technician to a lab manager and later to a technical leadership role for a Netlife agent in the UK, where I onboarded many different school photography companies. Those years taught me a lot about workflow efficiency and how the right systems can turn chaos into something that actually works. Before all that, I studied graphic design, and that creative background still shapes how I think about process, structure, and workflow. Earlier this year, I joined Netlife as a workflow specialist and onboarding manager. I help new clients build fast, reliable workflows and help to get the very best out of the platform. It's part technical, part problem solving, part operational design, and part training. I genuinely enjoy helping the team succeed. Outside of work, I DJ house music, I go course fishing, I hit the gym and camp whenever I get the chance and try to keep my allotment alive. I have one wife, one child, 2 cats and 1 car. And yes, the cats do run the house. So as you all know, in high volume photography, success is defined by 2 things: efficiency and scalability. The biggest gains don't come from better cameras or larger teams. They come from the platform that holds your entire operation together. We built Netlife Photo Suite for one purpose, and that was to give high volume photography businesses a smarter, faster, and more profitable way to operate. It's an enterprise level end-to-end workflow and sales platform engineered specifically for the unique demands of our industry. With Netlife Photo Suite, you string your business and remove bottlenecks. It replaces labor-intensive, repetitive tasks with automation to cut operational costs. At the same time, you gain complete visibility and control over every stage of the workflow: booking, shoot management, retouching, customer communication, sales, production, and delivery. Many platforms will sell you a web shop and then add a little bit of workflow. We provide a workflow solution with prepaid and proofing sales strategy that is fully integrated. Our solution is proven to increase sales through automated, data-driven products, tailored packages, and intelligent upsell features. It also delivers advanced communication strategies that convert more customers and raise the average spend, all with less effort. What truly sets us apart is our single cloud-based platform architecture. Whether you're a one-man band or processing over 1 million subjects, you use the exact same system, fully white labeled, deeply configurable, and ready to integrate with your existing CRM through APIs. Netlife Photo Suite gives you the efficiency, automation, and control needed to increase profitability and scale with confidence, all within the most integrated platform. Built for the industry, by the industry. Now, in a second, I'm going to present to you a snapshot of some of the few features that we have on offer within our system. Now, for the sake of our demo, we're going to make it a little bit more concise today. There's a lot of features here, and we're going to really change this. Bear with me, I just need to share a different tab. And there we go. So we're going to take it down from all of those features that I showed you on the previous tab down to a more concise workflow. went through from booking to shoot administration to capture to some quality assurance steps to production, and maybe a couple of other things if we have time. So Harri, I'd like to pass over to you now, and if you'd like to create a booking for us, that would be great.
Well, thank you, Dan. Then I'm sharing my screen. Within Netlife, we have something called portal, and a portal is your web shop with your look and feel. As Dan said, it's white labels. It will be your domain name, your logo, your branding, your merchants, your everything. Within this portal, you also have the admin panel. You have a couple of quality assurance tools, but you also have an embedded booking system. For larger operators, they normally prefer to use their own API integration with their current booking system or CRM system. I have booker credentials, meaning I am able to log into my booking system, and I select Magnus as my photographer for today. And as you can see, there is a range of assignments connected to Magnus. Some is highlighted with green color. They have been confirmed. Some is, well, ahead of time. And today we have Mary B High School up for grab. I won't go into too much details because we don't have the time for it, but I have created a simple booking. I have added some activities, some instructions, some job files for Magnus to follow. Then I just type in /admin with log in with admin access, and then I go enter the job management area of the platform. And as you can see, here are a list of activities. These are my desired workflow, especially for this demo. We tailor the workflow and the different steps together with our partners. So everything you see here is custom made for you based on who you are and what is your needs. There's a number after each status, and that represents a number of activities related to each status. The statuses will keep track on how many jobs or activities you have, and what you will see throughout this demo is that the activity will naturally move along, and it's an automated process. So as you can see here, we don't have any fancy AI, but we at least detect that you've done something wrong. There's obviously something mistaken here, or you forgot to do a task, or in this case, there's no roster uploaded to this activity. So then I have a call for action. I go and fetch a sample. Let's just find it there, a class list, which is a normal spreadsheet in my case, and I upload this. We love using presets because that's avoid problems along, and you will see there is no headers here. So we're using these presets to auto tag the columns. There are columns here which is not tagged, then you simply drag and drop info tags. So you don't need to clean up your roster before you upload. You just upload what you get and then you tag thereafter, like this. And then you have green checkboxes. Everything is good to go. Light screening, create a job, and then you will see it's now ready for photographer with a timestamp and everything. And Magnus, would you like to share your screen and then take it from there as a photographer?
Absolutely. I'm going to share my screen here, and there we go. So we are now entering the tethering application called PhotoLink Pro. The job that Harri just presented to us has been already downloaded automatically to my tethering application. As you can see, Mary B High School is on top here. It has an activity name, information, and what portal were you working for today. To open the job, just double click the name of the job, and it will open up. The first instance you'll meet is the information Harri posted in the comment field. As you can see here, there is an address and where to park and everything like that. In addition to that, he also posted the time schedule, and he uploaded a job file with a time schedule, headshot of the principal, etc. This is tailorable, and you can do this on your own. When I hit OK, we open the interface, and you can see how the job looks. A quick walkthrough. On the top row, you can see a few buttons. This is also customizable, so you can add or remove features at your request. At the bottom line, we have a few extra buttons to zoom in or out on the gallery, rotate the images, and also a few tags. We're going to come back to the tags later on. As a photographer, I like to start photographing the group photos before anything else. That's how we do it in Europe. So I'm going to do that for you guys right now. Luckily, a group is already located in my studio, so smile, guys. Everyone knows that we need to take at least 3 photos of a group, and we're going to do that just to ensure that everyone is happy and satisfied. So 1, 2, 3, and there we go. As you can see, the images are coming in really quick, and I'm just going to zoom out in the gallery a little bit so you can see all the images on the same line. Now, I want to investigate all the images to ensure that all my images are perfect, so I double-click the first picture to open it in full-size view. I can even zoom in on the pictures by scrolling on the mouse wheel, and as we can see, this little guy here is blinking. I don't want to use that as the image. I'm gonna check the other images. Well, his eyes are open there. Well, this guy is having his tongue out and he's blinking. Let's check the last one. Well, I'm gonna go for that one. Let's hit 1 on that on my keyboard. 1 is the fast command for choosing the favorite image. Now, as you can see on the right-hand side, there are 3 columns or 3 slots here available, and I'm going to tag these other 2 as spare images in case we want to do some head swaps or anything in the future. Now, back to the left-hand side, you can now see that there is a green check mark next to the group name, indicating that everything is okay with this group and I can move on. After photographing the first group, I really want to photograph some portraits. I'm going to sort the names on who has been photographed and who hasn't, and I'm going to start photographing this little guy called Alex Friend. Bear with me, I'll come back right to you. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. And we're going to do another pose. We're going to do arms crossed. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Now, looking back at the right-hand side, the 2 slots now have 2 separate images. Those are reference photos to tell your photographers what the pictures are supposed to look like. I'm going to tag the images, 1 for favorite, and as you can see, the reference photo updates and is being replaced with the photos I've already captured. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click 2 on my keyboard. I can also use the commands down here. And the reference photo has been updated. Now, looking at these images, I can see there's something off in the corner here. It looks like I have dust on my sensor or something. I want to address that. Now, highlighting Alex Friend in the name list, I can click comment, and I will add a comment for production saying remove dust. I can even do that on just those 2 images by clicking image comment. These comments will follow the entire job all the way through to production to ensure that the production team actually gets those messages. Now, the green check mark indicates everything is okay, same as with the group. I'm going to photograph Amy Friend, that's Alex's sister. So let's have her in my studio for a little while. And we're going to be right back. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. 1 and 2 and 3. And there we go. And finally, 1, 2, and 3. Now, everyone has done this. There is always someone sneaking up and trying to cut the line. This little guy doesn't belong here. I could easily drag and drop him to his correct name here, but I'm going to leave him here so we can correct that mistake later. Like we know, the tags are available. I'm going to skip tagging this subject just to highlight that we can fix these problems later on. We also have capabilities to set someone as absent. Ted is smart here. He is absent today. I'm going to right-click his name, and I'm going to set as absent. We also have fast keys to do that, Control-U or Command-U on a Mac. But in some cases, people just decline being photographed, and we don't want to go back for retake day if someone really doesn't want to be photographed. So in this case, Glenn Turner over here, he rejected being photographed. I can right-click his name and set as declined portrait. As you can see now, this message appears in his gallery, and his icon has also been changed. Now, I want to make sure that production and everyone else knows that he actually declined being photographed, and this is not a mistake. So I'm going to add a comment to that so we can track that back when Glenn's parents is calling in and saying, where is my images? In the name list, we also have different kind of icons. The absent is just dotted lines, but on the top here, we can see a guy with a tie. When I click Harri here, you can see that there is only one reference photo. That indicates that this guy is actually a staff member. Now, we're not going to spend too much time in the PhotoLink application, so I'm just going to add a general shoot comment saying Magnus is the best. Please add something more valuable than that, but that's my preferred comment.
But Magnus, since you're the best, may I ask, is it possible to take a sibling photo of the two kids?
Of course we can do a sibling photo. Alex and Amy should definitely have a sibling photo. So I'm going to mark both of them in the application. I'm going to bring them back in, and I'm going to do a sweet, nice, pretty sibling photo of those two. As I photograph them, you can see now that there is an icon that has changed up here, indicating that this is in fact a sibling and friend photo. Now, there is one more feature I want to show you. If I had changed my aperture on the camera and it was not in the range that we had already decided, we get a pop-up warning that says, well, this picture is actually not valid. You get information on what's the error. In this case, it's the aperture. The value set in the camera is 3.2, but the valid value we've set for portraits is 5.6 to 11. Now, I can either choose to call my photo manager and explain that I messed up and I need today's code to override all rules, which is something we can do, or I can simply discard the image, correct my camera settings, and then photograph a new picture of the two siblings. There we go. Now, I'm going to finish the job and I'm going to upload all the files. I'm going to hit finish shoot. We get a quick report on how many subjects there are, how many staff members, how many pictures, and at least how many subjects with no pictures. Now, we get some information here, but before we go to this, I'm going to ensure that the job is marked as activity complete after upload. This will automatically shift status in the admin panel, and we don't have to do any manual work later on. Now, the required tags missing, if I hit that, we're going to get some information here. On the top here, you can see that the star is missing for Amy Friend. And we all know that this reference photo indicates the favorite pose. So I'm going to click Amy Friend's favorite pose. And then Amy Friend is also missing the blue tag, arms crossed. I'm going to click that one, and everything is all right. As you saw, the little boy was still there. That's intentional. We're going to take care of that later on. And finally, I'm going to finish my photography report by clicking photography report. All the questions here is for you to decide how you solve, make them valuable for both the photographers and the sales representatives. I'm going to click OK and upload and complete. Now, as you can see, there are only 2 images uploading on this job. That's because I've been online throughout my entire shoot. All the photos are uploaded live, so the admin team can start working on the job already. I'm going to stop my screen and I'm going to leave this over to you, Harri.
Well, thank you. Since I was monitoring things from my side in Norway while you were photographing in Sweden, I had capabilities because of, as you said, we are uploading while you're capturing. So then I had the possibility to monitor you as a photographer, be your shadow while you were photographing. And then if I click on a picture here, I see a lot of data. Well, what is the purpose of the PQA, as we call it? Magnus, you were one of the, the reasons why we created this feature 10 years ago or so.
Well, now it sounds like I made a lot of mistakes since I was the reason we made it. The reason we made this system is basically to prevent people from doing mistakes out in the field. We want to supervise the photographers and guide the photographers to the correct solutions every day throughout the entire shoot. So while we're photographing, we can watch the results in real time. And if we see something that is off, we can actually contact the photographers and say, hey, fix this, carry on. So on all the images, you get a few metadata pieces and you also get EXIF data. So you get to see all the information you need when you supervise your photographers.
Well, thank you. So if we go back to the admin panel and just refresh, you will see the status of the activity has automatically changed to checkpoints. Checkpoint is basically what it is. It's an area where you take a quality assurance of the job. In an ideal world, all these tabs should appear green at this stage. We will sort things out later on. But as you can see, we get like a short summary of your shoot. We have more advanced reporting functionality. We see the comments from the booking system. We see what has been planned from the booking states or the CRM systems. And Magnus is, of course, the best, but I would like to see his report. As you can see, everything is bundled in one place. So the admin team can more easily plan the shoot next year and also look if there is something missing which can be fixed. We run through normally what we call a detail view, is the pictures which is been uploaded while we're shooting. Here the remove dust command is coming in place, even on the image level. So Dan has this information when he does some edit afterwards. And there is, ouch, that it needs to be fixed. It cannot be like that because that can actually result to a data breach. I know for sure that this is Chris, so I just basically long press and move him to the right gallery, like that. In my job requirements, I have a demands for a school logo. So then I will fetch my logo file, which is prepared there. And then I upload that, but I use a violet tag because I would like this to be automatically populated into the templates in the web shop. That's just increase the customer experience. I have some requirements in regards to the retouch status as well. So then this logo will be uploaded automatically to the right group. And then you will see here, if I go back, there's one hidden file, which is the logo file, which will be rendered here now. I prefer to use the verified picture modes, meaning I need to screen through everything. And as you can see, there's tons of features here to help you fix problems which will occur in high volume photography. I've done my screening, click OK, go back to the job, and now you will see Dan is able to fetch those files as an editor. So Dan, would you like to share your screen with me? And then I stop sharing and let's see if you can do some magic with those dusts.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you, Harri. Here we go. Okay, so the next step in the workflow is we're going to use an application called Retouch Link. Retouch Link is a simple file transfer application that's used to streamline assignments for either your in-house or outsourced retouch teams. It's used to pull images from your portal for either entire jobs or individual orders. And many workflows can see images run through this platform, in some cases more than once. It may be that in the first phase, you handle specific edits like reflection in your glasses or flyaway hair or acne or something like that. And then in the second phase, you deal with the batch editing. So we're talking white balance adjustment, exposure adjustment, cropping, background removal, that kind of thing. One great thing about this application is that it can be automated. And as I've been talking, the software has already downloaded the images that Magnus kindly photographed for us earlier. Okay, so having it automated is great just to prevent those steps being forgotten along the way and a job being lost in the system. So here we go. We've got Mary B High School. To have a look at this, we're just going to double click this job. And it's going to open up in a standard Explorer window, and it's showing me all of the image files that were taken on the job. And for every image file, it's possible that we also generate a text metadata document. And if we just have a quick look through some of these images, again, we can see Alex's friend here with the image with dust on it. And if we have a look at the metadata file for that image, it tells us in here to remove the dust. So what we're going to do is quickly edit these two images. But in addition to that, I just want to highlight the fact that we've got a folder here called output. We're going to save the edited files to the output folder. And the benefit of doing so allows us to have a non-destructive approach to editing our images. It allows us to retain the original files as well as the edited files. So it means if we need to go back a step and redo anything, we can. So let's open that image, and we'll just quickly edit those. Okay. So let's get rid of that little bit of dust, and we'll save this newly edited file to our output folder. And we'll just deal with one more image. Save that to our output folder as well. Okay, with those two images edited, we can now go back to the Retouch Link application itself. Now, another fantastic feature about utilizing an output folder is that Retouch Link will monitor this folder. And when dealing with batch editing, what can happen is the upload of the edited files can be automated. The output folder is monitored, and when the number of images that are contained within that folder match the original number of images downloaded, then it's already being sent back up to the system on your behalf. But instead, because we've only edited the two, I'm going to manually upload this now. And we get a quick summary of what it is that we're going to send back to the portal. It tells me that 2 of the images have been modified and 9 remain unchanged. And I'm happy with that, so I'm going to click yes. Okay, there are also other retouching services that we can offer. For example, image enhancements can be done in the cloud. And that's something that can be added to your workflow if need be. But now we're going to hand you back to Harri so he can do some final checks and take it to the next step.
Well, thank you, Dan. It's worth mentioning that we are storing the original file from the camera on the server and also the edited file. You can always revert back to the original in case it's needed. So if I then go back to my activity here and a refresh, you will then see it go straight to web shop due to my settings. At this stage, an automated email will be sent to the parents announcing the images are now ready for view with an access code. If you prefer to use SMS or PDF, which is automatically created, that's all about settings. To speed up the process, not waiting for any emails, I just render a proof card. It's just a data-driven PDF, all kind of filters. So let's see what this is all about. You will see here I have the capabilities of switching between these kids. So then I basically use this code, which this is unique for Alex in this case. And of course, the layout here will be all yours. This is just for demo purpose. So then I go back here. I go back to the portal, which is now a web shop. I added the code. Well, I am already logged in here, so I just went straight into the web shop. As I said in the beginning, the web shop will be all yours. So everything is customizable, not everything, but more or less. So it will be your packages, your designs, your templates, your strategies. We will, of course, help you along the way, but it will be yours in the end. Magnus captured portraits, sibling photos, and a group photo. And then it's automatically fetched that information and created a super sibling pack for me, which is displayed. By that, I mean that we autofill the pack with the available portraits. So you will see here, we got a sibling photo, we got a group photo with a logo, with the data connected to the school name, the class name, and the parents can, of course, go in and edit if they want, or even change the layout to something more plain. You can also allow the possibility to change the layout. So if they don't want to have a one-up on an 8x12, well, let them have the possibility to have small thumbnails if they want to. It's all about creating a customer experience here, where you, in addition to that, allow them to upload their own pictures. It's very common here in our end of the world to have 2 kids on a Christmas card and a family dog. So then I move on. The web shop is based on what you see is what you get. So we ask you to confirm. Well, it was okay. You will still have a visual here. You will also, in addition to that, have other upsell products. I know for sure that MemoryMates is very popular in the US. And as you can see here, it's all about data-driven info. We fetch the information here, which is also can be changed. Group photo, we have the portraits, everything can be swapped if you want to. It's all about settings. So I'm pretty happy with that. I move on, and then I go into another product, which I also spotted as an upsell, which is a design photo print. Also here you have the possibility to change the design if you want to, but I'm pretty happy with that. But I also have Alex's brother, Adam, but he was photographed as well. So I dragged him in, and then you will see the data automatically fetches from the system. So then in my case is transparent PNG. So it looks good. I'm pleased. I move on. Very speedy web shop demo today. If anyone is interested in customer journey, communication attached to it, more than happy to revisit. All kind of clever upsell functionality. In this case, is portraits. Just decline that for now, just to speed up. We have school pickup. We have home delivery, shipping options, voucher codes, you name it. Everything which is kind of standard are available. This is a demo page, so I selected invoice, but Stripe, authorize, whatever is available, of course. And it will be your merchant which is used. So then accept the terms, and then I'm good to go. We encourage everyone to share with family and friends, so you can monetize your existing pictures even more. And when it comes to dealing with European companies, there are things which is required for privacy purposes. We call it GDPR. So everything is traceable. We need to display what kind of information we have stored, and the security is A grade. We also even give you the opportunity to have a screening of all the orders which placed. This is about test orders, but then you can easily go back and then redo if needed. Dan, you are sorry.
No, didn't say anything. Would you like me to take over the presentation at this point, Harry?
Absolutely, indeed. So as an old lab manager, you can pretend you have a lab in your office.
I can indeed. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Now, assuming you may want to keep your production in-house, we can provide you the tools to do so. This software is called LabLink, and it is a tool that allows you to send orders into a number of different printing environments, whether that be C8, whether that's DONE.photos for Noritsu or Epson printers, or even XML, so you can consume those orders into a third-party solution. So it's very, very flexible. While Harry was talking there, I've actually got this software automated. So the order that Harry's placed has already downloaded, and it's waiting for me in the order view. As you can see, it's sitting there ready at the top of the list. The great thing about this is that we get a summary of a lot of the parts of the order without having to print anything. We get the delivery address, who placed the order, and also an inventory of the items included. To further emphasize what you see as what you get approach that Harry just showed in the web shop, I would just like to open up the folder structure for this order to show you what's going on. Now, LabLink will download all of the templates and the assets needed and render those into flat print-ready image files. And as we can see, that order that Harry's just created, I now have a flat JPEG ready to send into my printing environment. Okay, do you know what? For now, I think I'm going to send that through to my printer. Hit print. Okay, I don't have a DONE.photos print or a C8 printing environment here, but I have a nice little printer that will come through on very shortly. Okay, also we have the ability to print a receipt for this order, or which can also function as a picking and packing sheet. I'm just going to save that to my desktop now. And as that opens, we'll just zoom out. And again, these picking and packing sheets are really good because they show a preview of every item within that order. They are also numbered, so we can identify which image is intended for what product in the inventory. And these can even be customized and printed on integrated labels if need be to assist with the packing and the logistics. Okay. So we do have also an extension to this software called Batch Manager, where you might be handling production for a number of portals. Batch Manager will aggregate those orders based on each individual portal, giving you better control over how those orders are managed in your production workflow. Okay. Obviously, if printing yourself is not something that you're interested in doing, we do have partners where we can connect you with labs all across the US and globally as well. Okay, and the printer's finished. I now have a fully finished print to show you there. I'm blurring it out. There we go, put it in front of my face, that will do. So yeah, that just goes to show how connected every element of our platform is. With that said and done, I'm going to now hand you over to Magnus just to have a look at one or two other features.
Absolutely. we're gonna wrap up pretty soon here. I'm just gonna give you a few IDs around what we call the school portal. It's basically a web archive, and you find it on the main page of the portal. If you scroll down, you'll hit Web Archive. Here you have the capability of uploading. As a school, you can upload an encrypted file directly to the school photo company. This could be a name list or a roster, easily and encrypted for your security. There is also a possibility for you to add information for the school. And today I'm going to show you a very quick introduction to the view picture mode. So I'm going to log in as a school administrative user. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the job we just finished because I was the photographer. So I'm going to show you a different school. I am working at St. Peter's Primary. So I can open the job here, and the first thing I see is all the images from St. Peter's Primary. The group photo, the favorite shot of all of them, and including the staff. This school portal has 3 missions. Number 1 is to win schools. Number 2 is to retain schools. And number 3 is to help you reduce costs by letting the schools do their own exports and directories. So we can click here and view pictures or download. So for the downloads, we have several different things you can download. Pictures for the school's admin, lists, including lists of the people who's not been photographed, making it easy for the school to know who will attend the retake day. And also something we call class maps. I'm gonna export a class map here. I'm just gonna do 1A. I'm gonna download this, and this is for instance, a substitute teacher that might need to know who everyone is. Print this out, hand it off to the substitute teacher, and everyone knows who's attending and who's not. Simple as that. Like I said, we're going to wrap up really soon. Harry, would you do the closing for us, please?
Yeah. It's worth mentioning that we support the majority of the school database systems in the US and all the other markets we are in, and we add more based on requests, meaning if a school need a PSPA export, they just go in that school portal and just do the export. But just to wrap up here, guys, we have today created a booking in the booking module. We went to the admin panel to upload the class list. Magnus did some tethering. I expected the pictures from Norway when he was photographing in Sweden in the photo coach evaluation tool. We did a light screening in checkpoints. Dan made some edits. We processed the proof cards, which led to the web shop experience very briefly, where also Dan produced. And the last point was the school database. Of course, there are tons of things here which we haven't discussed. This is more like a 10,000-foot overview. We have QR code. We have a Q based on paper, based on a QR app which is embedded. We have pre-order functionality. Again, I think the floor is now yours to ask us questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Magnus, Harry, and Dan very much for that. Thank you for sharing the overview and for bringing such deep industry knowledge to this conversation. Now we're going to go ahead and open up to questions. So if you have a question, go ahead and type it in the chat. I do have a couple that have already come through to me that I will go ahead and get started with while you are typing. So my first question is, I'll go to the one that was just added. Does the system have pre-order capability?
Yeah, as I briefly mentioned, we do. We support pre-order by paper, and we are currently developing pre-order with the online capabilities, which is an extension to a pre-registration process in case you don't get any subject data from the schools. Basically, it means that you can provide a school with a school code or unique codes per students, where they go through the pre-registration process prior to photo day, where they can opt in for sibling photos, they can have friends photos, they can have a time slot booked, and then they also have the possibility to pre-order and also prepay ahead of photo day. And everything is then connected. The orders will then automatically flow into the system, go straight to the lab based on the status of the activity, and equal to any other orders which is placed prior to photo days. Like in the booking system, we can use presets for complementary products like school directories and those kind of things, fully automated.
Perfect. Thank you. Is there a system feature studios overlook at first, but end up loving once they've used the system for a while?
I would definitely say that the PQA system, the picture quality assurance tool, where you can supervise your team throughout the entire shoot, is underestimated. And once people actually start to utilize it, they see very quickly that this is something that is a game changer for most companies.
And I would add to that, we have another tool that we didn't demonstrate today called QA. It's another level of quality assurance that when businesses start to scale, your teams need to have the work delegated to them rather than everybody doing everything. You gain more structure in your team, and having someone that supervises that delegation, we have tools that enable that also.
Perfect. I love that. Does anybody else have? All right, I have one more. And if you have a question, go ahead and get it typed in. We're running out of time, so we'll just take a couple of more. At what point would you say I need to integrate a system into my process? I currently do everything manually.
Will basically change the way you work.
If you do everything manually today, I would say right away.
You know, we are pretty allergic to manual labor in our end of the world. I seriously get a rash everything I need to do something. So we are relying on automation, and it's also to save time, save cost, and to avoid problems.
Okay, so as soon as possible is what I heard from all of you. Okay, and we have time for one more. What trends are you watching in the industry? Is there anything studios should have on their radar?
Definitely the integration of different ways to utilize AI capabilities. I would say that is probably the most glamorous buzzword of the day, but it is absolutely something to consider.
I think one of the big things that's gaining traction that yourselves at DONE.photos do very well is the creation of dynamic templates as well. Being able to design a product or have an automated design of a product without having to have staff that create that for you, it massively streamlines the workflow and frees up time to work on the business itself rather than the job.
Perfect. Let me pin myself one more time. Thank you guys so much for that. We are just about out of time. So thank you everyone for joining us. Today's session is just a glimpse into insights and strategies and global perspectives that you'll experience if you go to SPAC USA 2026 in Las Vegas. All of these experts will be there, as well as us at DONE.photos. They will be part of the international track, and it's truly something that we look forward to and that we'd love for you all to join as well. The DONE.photos team will also be at SPAC, and we'd love to meet you in person. Please feel free to stop by our booth, say hello, and we'd love to continue this conversation. So stay curious, embrace better systems, and keep elevating wherever you are in your volume photography journey. Thank you for coming, you guys, and have a great day.